Back in my first video for Kombi Garage, I stated that I need to stay on track and not get distracted so I can finish my Kombi. Distraction. Distractions cause confusion, so I've got to stick to my plan. Oh dear. I'm distracted by something. How can I describe it?
Es ist wunderschön.
Ja, wunderschön.
È così bella.
Sì, bella.
C'est très magnifique.
Oui, magnifique. This beautiful Karmann Ghia has been the perfect example of what Kombi Garage represents.
She was conceived in Italy, born in Germany, grew up in the USA, and now retired here in Australia. Like most Australians, an extremely multicultural beauty.
And she shouldn't be too much of a distraction because she's mostly complete. Well, except that she won't start and she has no brakes. Most of the wiring is disconnected. The convertible roof needs replacing, needs new carpet. Rubber trims need replacing. Well, one thing at a time. And the first thing I'll do is replace this battery because it's kaput. And what I'll do is I'll disconnect the fuel line and run it into this jar just to check to see if the fuel is actually pumping correctly. Well, the fuel pump works well, but here's the problem. The fuel's meant to look like this. So there's something contaminated in the fuel line. So what I'll do is I'll just keep pumping it out until I get it clear. I'm getting close now, but what I think I'll do is add this little fuel filter so that I can capture anything else that might be contaminated in the fuel. And now the moment of truth. See if it'll start. You can't see me here, but I am wearing a pretty big grin. I better clean that floor. There is absolutely no brake pedal at all. There's meant to be a brake fluid reservoir that sits right behind the spare wheel, which isn't there either. So for me to get to the master cylinder, I've got to remove the fuel tank and get in underneath. I'm going to use this vacuum pump brake bleeder.
Is that a thing?
I think it is. It costs around $50.
No, that's the main bit that I can see.
I think I'll have to take that wheel off to have a look why it's leaking. I noticed there's just one jacking point on each side of the car, and I wondered how you would change the front wheel. But because of the balance of the engine in the rear, lifting up the one side actually frees up the front as well. and I think I found the problem. The brake line wasn't even connected to the slave cylinder. This proved to be quite tricky. The bleeder valve is so small and the hose attached to it makes it very difficult to undo and do up. On the other side, I managed to break off the bleeder valve. By the time I got to my third and fourth wheel, I just gave up. It wasn't working. I'll get some new slave cylinders and do this properly. I do have a little bit of a brake, so hopefully I won't smash into my camera here.